All right, hey, what is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And today we're going to be discussing about the future and possibilities that you need to start preparing for. So, in my most recent video, I talked about how the biggest thing that you can do to help yourself this year is relax. I think if a lot of people just kind of relaxed, like my mayor and Aaron Rodgers said, I think a lot of people would be better off. Just relax. It's going to be okay. Sometimes, here's a quote for y'all. I was watching Avatar: The Last Airbender about a year ago, like when it came on the Netflix. Actually, that was not a year ago. It feels like a year ago, but it was not. I was watching that a little bit, and I remember a quote that really stuck with me because it's kind of something that I've been going through actually for the past couple of months. Actually, is sometimes life is a dark tunnel, and you don't always know as you keep walking through where this tunnel will take you to. But if you just keep moving, sometimes you'll end up in a better place. Now, the key word is sometimes. Sometimes just toughing it out and keep moving forward will work. And sometimes when you're at your lowest moment, you are open to your greatest change. Another Avatar quote. But sometimes you need to make a lifestyle change in order to overcome the challenge. Sometimes you need to grow. It's easy to do nothing. Oh, it is. It's so easy to do nothing and not want to change and keep things the way they are. But if you do that, you will never grow. I promise you. Anyway, without further ado, I do think relaxing is the first thing that you should start doing more often. Just taking that time off of work, of school, of just sometimes just relaxing. And I'm not saying going out and partying or that and that. That's not relaxing. It's a totally different type of thing that we'll get into. I do plan to make a video on why I don't party anymore, but why I'm not at 21 years old. So I'm 21. So that may sound like a bunch of BS, like, oh, there's no way you don't party, da-da-da-da-da. Plus, you're in college, aren't you, da-da-da. For those of you that have been watching the channel for a little bit, you probably know that. But I really don't party that much, actually. Very seldomly. It has to be something special, like my brother's wedding. I went downtown for that. Had a blast. Talked to a lot of girls, did my thing. Typical guy shit. Drank a lot. Hooked up. Did some fun stuff. Sorry, I just dropped my fucking speaker. Fucking things. Then my birthday, 21st birthday, went downtown. Did that. It was pretty fun. Problem is, those are the only occasions that I've ever partied this whole year. And that has nothing to do with Corona. Whether Corona was around or not, I would not have partied that much. Because I'm just not the party dude. But, again, that's a whole different video on why I don't party anymore. So expect that to come out within the next couple months. I mean, I always say I'm going to try to make more videos, but I don't know. I end up getting sidetracked and it takes a little bit to pump out a video. But, yeah, so the things that I'm going to take is this next step. So if you have been doing what I've told you to do, which is elevate yourself all 2020, you might find yourself in a position where I am, where, I was really going through some stuff with my job where I just wasn't liking it, and they weren't liking me. This is a long story short, but for instance, I'm just going to tell you right now, most jobs are full of pussies that are going to always follow the rules and do things by the book. Problem is, you don't want to be like that, because then you're at the whim of your boss and all these other people who don't matter. Remember, I have a video saying, I don't know if it's the God or religion one, but I think it's one of those newer videos that I was talking about how at the end of the day, your boss, the principal of your school, it doesn't really matter who it is. They really don't matter once you step foot outside the place. I mean, I made the joke, and I regressed the joke from like, well, my principal won't matter 4 years from now. My fucking boss, but then I regressed the joke down to a simple science, which is At the end of the day, none of these fucking people matter once I walk out the door. The instant I walk out the door, not quitting, I just mean like just walking out the door and going home for the day. Nobody matters at that point. Nobody I work with matters at that point. At that point, once I step foot out the door, I am done. It doesn't really matter, does it? So, anyway, that's a whole different situation. I'm obviously not going to come on here and start spilling tea about what was what. But for all you really need to know to understand the context of this video is that people need to relax. And they need to do their own thing. Doing your own thing is the greatest way to find out who you are. You know? I didn't want to do this BS with my job anymore, so what I did is I got a new job. And it was tough. Like, it was tough, kind of toughing it out, trying to figure out a schedule so I could keep making money, but also keep trying to have time for myself and trying to find a job. And then I got to juggle school and all this in between. I really wasn't able to do much. Thing is, though, you need to understand that one thing I wasn't doing was paying attention. One thing I was doing, and I think had a really bad effect on my mood, and that is I was paying attention to worldly events, which is something I usually say to do, but now, after doing all the elevation in 2020, so if you don't know what that is, go back and watch my video, Elevate Yourself in 2020. It's the time to do so. I think that's actually what the video is literally called. The next step that we're going to be doing on this channel is after you elevate, what comes next. Now we're going to talk about the journey to success. So now you elevated yourself. If you've been keeping up, and if you've been doing all the things I told you, you've most likely elevated yourself to reach the next platform. Now it's about the journey that it takes to get to the end. Now you're in the tunnel. You know what I mean? You're in the dark tunnel, and you don't really know what's going to happen. You know, these past couple of months have kind of been like, what the fuck? Why me? You know what I mean? But I've pushed through it. I prevailed. Now, I do plan to release a series of videos kind of explaining how to push through, because I think this is something that I think a lot of us need to know how to do. It's just how to push through. Like, get through it, pull yourself up, and push through. Because the only way through is through. So, this is kind of more of an update video about what we're going to do talking on the channel next. My next video will definitely be coming out most likely tomorrow. I mean, I might even do it tonight. It all depends. But I really can't wait, as we're going to start the next part of the journey, and it's going to be so fun. Although it's going to have its trials and tribulations, just like everything else. But remember, we're going to take the steps together, and I'll show you how to push through. Because I think, again, it's a skill that we all need to learn. Anyway, without further ado, this has been Talos Septum. You guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you all tomorrow.